Hello everyone. Today we have some exciting news. They dropped a roadmap for the future updates of Super Animal Royale. Here it says, "Hey Super Animals, thank you for an incredible Super Animal World launch and for all the feedback so far. It's been huge help as we plan what's next, and it helped guide a lot of what we prioritized in the roadmap below. We've also got a bit more context on what we're focusing on first and why. Also, despite their size, we managed to sneak super elephants into the research lab this week. So they're adding super elephants, which I thought they should have added like a long time ago, which is kind of exciting. Um, Region 2.0 was a massive lift for the team. It reshaped the game loop around the social hub, added story quests, and introduced new activities like fishing, bug catching, and hamster ball racing. You should all be familiar with that. Didn't want you waiting till 2026 to get your paws on it, so the team pushed hard to ship it by the end of the year, which is good. It would have been not great if it released in 2026. You know, it's better the earlier, but the goal is to get a strong foundation in place and keep building on it this year. We wouldn't call it Early Access 2.0 because SAR is already a very mature game after 8 years of development. But for the social hub side of things, it's the start of a new era of iteration. We're getting back to regular quarterly seasonal updates. Yay! It's exciting. I've been wanting that so badly. I just hope it isn't any more like kind of cringy emotes. Which means a faster feedback loop and more chances to pause and expand what version 2.0 kicked off. See, you just gotta give it time and it'll sort itself out, you know what I mean? We're going to keep building on the social hub, but we're also shifting more attention back to the battle royale and our other game modes with improvements and polish across the board, which is very exciting because solo needs something. You know what I mean? It hasn't changed. It's just been taking longer to enter a match. Everything in this roadmap is subject to change as we dig into building it all. But we wanted to give you a sense of our upcoming priorities and how we're thinking about the next updates to SAR while still keeping a few surprises up our super sleeves. So yeah, they're not going to release everything, but they're going to hint at some stuff. The year of the super horse. It is that time of year again. The year of the super horse kicks off next month with new super animals, challenges, and cosmetics. Exciting. It'll also include some smaller quality of life improvements, like tagging certain quests as long term so they don't clutter your HUD, which is kind of a relief, and tuning down a handful of quests that were a bit too difficult and making Louis' later pearl hunting quests more forgiving, which is huge. You know, they really needed to fix that because a 1 in 10,000 chance just isn't it, you know? Um, we also spent some time cleaning up smaller stuff like typos and a few hamster ball race track tweaks. So yeah, hamster ball racing is gonna get like refined over time until it can be like a real game mode. But major spring update. This will be our first big update since Super Animal World, and we're packing it with improvements based on your feedback. Now that version 2.0 is live, we'll be iterating faster with big seasonal updates throughout the year, starting with one early this spring, which I am extremely excited for. I really need updates for this game. You can look forward to highly requested UI upgrades like a search bar for cosmetics and customize. Whoa, that's crazy. They totally needed that. Faster and easier queuing and requeuing. Yes! Yes! And more polish across our newer screens and features. Yes, they did need to fix UI, I'm not gonna lie. We're also improving the social hub experience for groups, including making it easier to get onto the same server as your friends. Thank you. I said they needed this like before it even released, so yes, I like that. We're shifting more focus back to the battle royale and our other core game modes too. We can't share all the details just yet, but we're actively working on it now. So keep the feedback coming. We've also heard you on matchfulness, so we're designing a featured mode system to encourage players to queue into specific modes, including hamster ball racing, at certain times, which will keep your freedom to play what you want. They're fixing that. Let's go. Oh, They're gonna fix the bot lobbies. Anyway, version 2.2 and beyond. Beyond the major spring update, we've also been planning the rest of the year and have a few items we're particularly excited to share. More updates. Let's go. The Museum of Supernatural History. You might have noticed the beaver construction site in the northwest of the Muir Woods. The beavers are still hard at work, and later this year they'll be unveiling a museum where you can view all the bugs you've caught. And yes, your fish will be getting a proper place to show off too. That's exciting, give us a little bit of payoff for the hunting. We're also planning to keep expanding bug catching and fishing over time as we build out those systems and mechanics. So cool, a new building is already announced by now. It's not even here. And they're gonna refine the fishing and bug catching, which is nice. Surprise indie collabs. That's right, collabs. We'll be doing more collabs, and we already have a few lined up. We're especially excited to team up with other indie studios and highlight games we love, like our collab with Snoozy Kazoo for the in-game Turnip Boy commits tax evasion items. Yes, I was there. That was a peak update, which will return once our new collab setup is ready. So they're going to collab with them again. So that's cool. Maybe they're collabing with them again. If there's an indie game or character you'd love to see in SAR, let us know. We can't promise anything, but we're always happy to reach out and see what we can make happen. That's insane. You can get a lot of stuff with that. If there are codes, I'll make sure to post them for you guys. So you don't have to go digging for them. Competitive support. Despite SAR's cute combatants and terrible puns, a lot of you have gotten really, really good at this silly animal game over the years. And we love watching it. We've always loved seeing your skill on display in things like SAR Tonight's Superest Kills segment. Yeah, I miss that show. We want to do a better job supporting competitive play going forward while still keeping SAR easy to pick up and welcoming. Yes! They absolutely needed this. This is what a lot of people have been wanting. We won't try to turn SAR into an esport unless Donk and Howl force us. And we're definitely not done adding wacky stuff either, but we do think there's room to better support competitive play without sanding down the chaos everywhere else. And we've got a few ideas that we want to test later this year. We also want it to still feel like SAR even when things get intense and competitive, friendly, funny, and not too serious. Yeah, I agree. More social hub activities. Now that the social hub is up and running, it's time to keep expanding it and adding more things to do. We've got new activities and world events planned, along with more quest lines and NPCs to meet. That's going to be fun. If there's anything you'd like to see added, let us know. Except gambling. Aw, gambling gets suggested a lot, and we can't do that. Aw, man. That would have been fun to gamble Carl coins, but whatever, it's fun. Yeah. So yeah, in this, it just looks like all my criticisms, constructive criticism, of course, of the new update, it looks like they're going to get fixed over time, which is really exciting. I actually can't wait to see what they have in store, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on it when it comes out. So yeah, that's all I have.